Hello and good evening, and thank you so much for joining us today for PTownFresh. I'm Pastor Darren Moore, coming to you live from Portsmouth, Virginia, on today of Tuesday, May the 26th. I hope everybody had a wonderful Memorial Day yesterday, was able to celebrate the sacrifice of all of our loved ones, and now it's time to continue and keep it moving. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and let everyone know that we're started tonight. And we're going to go ahead and start out with a word of prayer. All right. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we just thank you and bless your name, Lord God. We thank you for everything that you're doing, God. We thank you for a chance to be back with you, with everyone again tonight, Lord God, on PTownFresh, God. I thank you for just our consistency and just the opportunity to grow closer to you. I pray that tonight, Lord God, will be a time of intimacy, Lord God, where we'll learn even more about you, Lord God, and just how your word can personally apply to our lives. So, Father, we thank you and give you glory and honor. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. So, with that in mind, who would like to give a review of last week's session? Who would like to summarize our last session?
Everybody don't speak that way.
All right.
You're better than the man that taught it. Oh, yeah, Walter.
Walter.
All right.
Go ahead, sir.
Y'all got Joe. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, thank you, Joe. Great. Is your camera right?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Last week we had talked about. Let me get this right. Okay, it was ancestors of Goliath decide to come back and try to get David and his people.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 3 different ones, and there were like 3 different massive giants, and then one of them had 6 fingers and 6 toes, and as they came, they all had got slain the same way Goliath had got slain. But it showed everyone that if you apply that to real lifetime, that is just like giant problems coming into your life, and you have to learn how to take them one step at a time and one problem at a time, because these are problems that come at once. All 3 giants didn't attack at once. They came separately on their own, and you had to deal with them as they come. Mm-hmm. And that is what the lesson was about.
All right. Good. All right. And now, moving on to tonight. Very good summary. It's hard to believe that we're so far in 2 Samuel by now. We're almost about to finish.
Right.
So my question tonight is, have you ever had an accomplishment or made an accomplishment that placed you in a position to make a speech?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So who would like to share?
Hold up.
Have you ever made an accomplishment or had an accomplishment, maybe on the team or whatever the case is,
right,
and then you had to make a speech as a result of it? All right. Walter?
It was in school that I had to give a speech because I got an award I didn't expect to get. And I had to do an impromptu speech. And for those people who do not know what an impromptu speech is, it is a speech that's on the spot. Because I did not realize I was going to win. And I doubted myself 100%. Because, as I went and knew I was nominated, I was sitting back like, I'm not going to win this. So when we get it, I guess they better get it in and do a speech. And then when I sit there and heard them say, and the winner is Walter Pierce, I'm like, huh, what? And so I had to get up there, and they said, well, say a few words for everybody for your receiving your award. And I was like, yeah. By the way, I received this award. Thank you, everybody who voted, or however it was tallied up. I don't understand how, but anyway, I appreciate this award for everybody who believed in me and anybody who wanted to believe in me. In other words, I was babbling along because I was shocked that I even won, so I couldn't get my thoughts together.
Okay.
But in a more prepared case, recently at TCC, I got an award, but I was prepared for this one. Mm-hmm. And I had a prepared speech. And I learned between the two, it's different when you expect that you're going to win and when you don't expect you're going to win. Because you don't expect you win, you stutter and then you can't think straight. But when you don't expect when you realize and know you're gonna win, you so ready to go up there and do it. It's like clockwork. You hear your name, jump up, give them a speech, bow, and keep moving. So yeah, I learned in both ways, prepared and being unprepared.
Okay, good. Well, tonight, we're going to read a speech, but instead of just a speech, a traditional speech, it has a little twist on it, so to speak. And you'll find out as we begin tonight.
Yeah, it's actually a song.
It's
a song.
You said it's a song? All right. So, and somebody want to take verse, this goes out to all my songwriters out there. Somebody take verses, somebody want to say verses, well, the first verse, first of all. All right.
I do it.
Okay, Keith.
Then David spoke to the Lord the words of this song. On the day when the Lord had delivered him from the hand of all his enemies, and from the hands of Saul.
Okay. So, what's going on?
We about to hear a song. Does it sound like me?
Okay. And what is this? Why is this song written?
A song written to entertain.
Why is this song written?
This is written to give thanks to God for saving him from all his enemies and from Saul.
Okay. All right. So this song is a bit personal, would you say?
Yeah.
This is, say what, Keonta?
Yeah, it's like a testimony type, song.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been through all this stuff, and now he's where he's where he is now. It's thanking him for all the tough times he's been through.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to see why I said acceptance speech, to a point where, and think about it. I know so many times, we watch these award shows and, somebody comes up there and they receive an award for, the best club song of the year or whatever the case is. And, or the best slow song of the year, which most children were born out of wedlock. And then they're like, I'd like to thank who? God for giving me this award. And they continue on, right? They're like, I thank God for doing this and that. And in reality, when you understand the character of God, you'll realize that the content of what they said and what they, how shall I say, promote, don't line up with God's agenda. So many times we say that they say or think that it's God blessing them, but in reality, it's not. All right. But with this time, this evening, you have a specific opportunity to have some insight into the heart of David. Let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever written a journal entry, especially like a spiritual journal entry? Mm-hmm. All right. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. That's more of the focus of tonight. So tonight is one of those nights that's a bit deep. So with that in mind, I want you to, as we read this, I want you to read this with a mind and an open ear to hear God speak. Whatever God is saying to you and ministering to you through these circumstances. Because this song that David wrote, like many songs in the Bible, are not just a song. Its meaning is not just captured and limited to that time frame. But it's a song that because it's the word of God, it's alive. And it can speak prophetically to our situations. All right. So with that in mind, somebody want to take verse 2 and 3.
All right. God is bedrock under my feet, the castle in which I live, my rescue in night. My God, the high crag where I live for dear life, hiding behind the boulders, safe in the granite hideout. My mountaintop refuge. He saves me from the ruthless man.
Okay. So what is that? Mm-hmm.
It's basically, he's basically saying that God is his, his defender. You know what I'm saying? He's the rock that he stands on. Like he keeps him on level ground. He's safe and safe from danger. And like that.
Okay. When did we see that? Because now we have a ability to have a little more of a snapshot because we were privy to David's life, right?
The mountaintop refuge that he was hiding from Saul.
All right, hold on, say that one more time, Keontae.
When he was hiding from Saul, he was hiding in a cave with the people in the mountains.
Okay. Good. So he physically experienced this. What about y'all? Has anyone here physically experienced God's protection?
All the time.
Yeah.
Okay. When have you seen, and I'm going to read from another translation, the Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, the God of my strength in whom I will trust, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold and my refuge, my Savior, you save me from violence. Has anyone here experienced that as their own personal testimony? Could y'all agree with those? Because see now,
you can.
Say what, Walter?
I said, many forms of your life you can. Because with all the things that go on, everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You have to realize what your reason is. And you have to realize your purpose. And the more God sends you through these things, He put you through, and you make it out of these things, you start to realize and see just how important you are. You need to realize where you need to be.
All right, let me ask you all a question. How many of you have ever wanted to hear God speak? Raise your hand if you want to hear God speak. Want to hear God's voice. How many of you have felt like at some point you've had trouble hearing God speak?
Always.
All right. Tonight, my challenge is to hear Him speak. All right. So, and from here, I'm going to quiet. So, who wants to take verse? I'll let the next person read and take the part that they want to do. I mean, as far as in order, but as far as you want to go, I mean, many verses as you think.
I call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised, and I am saved from my enemies. For the waves of death encompass me, the torrents of destruction assail me, the cords of Sheol entangle me, the snares of death confront me. In my distress, I called upon the Lord, for to my God I called. From His temple He heard my voice, and my cry came to His ears. Then the earth reeled and rocked, the foundations of the heavens trembled and quaked. Because He was angry, smoke went up from His nostrils, and devouring fire from His mouth. Glowing coals flamed forth from Him. He bowed the heavens and came down. Thick darkness was under His feet. He rode on a cherub and flew. He was seen on the wings of the wind. He made darkness around Him, His canopy. Thick clouds a gathering of water. Out of the brightness before Him, coals of the fire flamed forth. The Lord thundered from heaven, and the Most High uttered His voice. And He sent out arrows and scattered them, lightning and routed them. Then the channels of the sea were seen. The foundations of the world were laid bare at the rebuke of the Lord, at the blast of the breath of His nostrils. So David now is basically talking about his entire life, like everything that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the beginning, it's about how he was saved from Saul.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's talking about the whole situation with the husband of Bathsheba. How God was so upset with him that basically he like just stormed down from heaven, and laid that generational curse upon him, and killed and took the life of his son as punishment. I mean, it's showing that he could tell just how angry God was with him. It almost sets the stage as back in the Garden of Eden when Adam ate the fruit, and it was like God came thundering into the garden. And they heard the loud voice. It's almost setting up a similar thing. Where God just comes in, just comes storming in. Like, I've given you everything you wanted. I gave you a simple instruction. Yeah, you're supposed to be my follower. You completely disobeyed me, and now I'm highly upset with you. I mean, it's like he's really showing what he sees of God's character.
Okay. Awesome. Now, here's a question. Did David literally see all this stuff happen?
Well, this stuff didn't literally happen, but I mean, it's one of those things where in a lot of songs, things are implied, things are embellished to show, your feet, what you really feel. You're not gonna, you're not gonna write something simple like, I walked outside and it was sunny. You have to exaggerate it, to really show what you felt.
Okay.
And yeah, it's more added for dramatics. But I mean, to a point, it just shows, how high and mighty God is. The fact that God is the creator, God controls everything. But when the controller of all is upset with you, especially once he lays down a punishment like he laid upon David, it almost feels as though, there's some angry creature coming to just wipe out the entire planet. Or at least to your perspective, your world.
Now, here's a question. Now, in this part, I know you're referring to, you made reference to God being mad at being angry at David for his sin. But let's take a look at this. Let's explore that concept. Who do you think is the source? Not the source, but the focus of God's anger in this section.
Well,
just man in general.
Yeah, man in general for its sin.
Man in general for his sin.
Yeah, because also in verse 15 it says, God shot arrows scattering the enemy. He sent the lightning and whipped them into confusion. That's kind of like the Tower of Babel. He sent everybody in confusion because they were trying to get that one language going.
Okay.
So it's been it's years, generation after generation, it's been messing up.
But remember, this is also there are certain songs in the Bible, like Moses' song. Moses has a song in the Bible where he goes through a lot of the chronicles of God, but in his deliverance. But in this song, remember, this is David's personal testimony. So, listen to this. He says, You save me from violence. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. Then he begins to come in. He says, when the waves of death surrounded me, the floods of ungodliness made me afraid. The sorrows of Sheol surrounded me. I felt like I was in hell. This is what David felt. The sorrows of, he said, the snares of death confronted me. I felt like I was about to die, and all of these traps were set for me. Saul was waiting him at this end. The Philistines were trying to get him here. But he says, in my distress, I did what? I called upon the Lord. And watch this, and cried out to my God. And he did what? He heard
him and delivered him.
He heard his voice and delivered him. And not only did he deliver him, did he come with like a little, wimpy? did he? Oh man, I forgot to switch it on me. Did he come and be like, "Here, David, I got you"?
No, see, the earth shook. Rocked and shook.
Say what?
The earth rocked and
What
shook.
time like that?
And the sky's foundation is trembling. And God came out from heaven.
So in this case,
I mean,
then,
he almost described, God as like a fire-breathing dragon when he came.
Yeah, something like that.
yeah, to that point where, I mean, and think about this, because this is not just, and this is the awesome thing I love about this. This is not just a story, an allegory, or something that we read. This is describing the attributes of the almighty, awesome God. And so with this, we have to personalize it. You understand what I'm saying? It's almost like, how many of you would love for God or have been in a situation and God has come in and swept to your rescue, or you need him to come in and sweep to your rescue? How many of us have been like that? That's what this is talking about. God came in just like, it's almost like, imagine if one of you were captured, right, and taken prisoner by, let's say, ISIS or the Taliban. And instead of just letting you rot and torment and being tortured, imagine if the president of the United States himself sent out the Green Berets, the recons, the Navy SEALs, sent out every major branch of the military to come to your aid and to rescue you. How would you feel? Why would you say that, Keith?
Well, the president somehow, first of all, the president thinks about saving you, first of all. Because usually they'd be like, we don't negotiate with terrorists. So to do that, for them to send out them jobs, it's pretty amazing. So I feel pretty happy.
Okay. That's good.
So, generally, here in America, we have a tendency to just let captains die.
Messed up.
You read about them on CNN. Oh, man.
The American captains have been beheaded. You'd be like, God, man.
But,
All you had to do was send them a few grand in there. No, we will not be funding terrorism. Man.
But watch this.
You could have brought them people back home safely, yo. You could have sent them some fake money. They would have never known.
But watch this.
Monopoly money.
See, here's the awesomeness. God himself came and did what?
He saved them, basically.
that's like Barack Obama was going in like Rambo type stuff to save you.
But look at that. The same, and here's the thing. The awesome thing is that God any different than our God?
No. I'm just saying.
It's the same God. So what do you think he'll do for you?
He go all out right here.
Say what?
He go all out.
He'll be like, oh man, that's my man Ulysses. Ulysses in the jam? Oh, I gotta help him. Hey, yo, angels, I need this regiment right here. I need y'all to line up over here. Yo, let's get him. We got him. We got him. Y'all understand it? This thing is serious. All right.
Oh, that's what sleep. Boy, I'm on here.
All right. So now, so let's take a look. Somebody want to look at
Where you stop it?
I don't know, Joe. You took a lot. You put it down, Joe.
I've been reading for a while.
Let's start, man. I read 16 was the last one I read.
Look, and you're right. He does compare him almost to a dragon, to a point. He says, "Then the channels of the sea were seen; the foundations of the world were uncovered at the rebuke of the blast, at the rebuke of the Lord, at the blast of the breath of his nostrils. From the brightness before him, coals of fire were kindled." You can almost see that and hear that type of dragon swooping down. All right. Somebody want to take the next part.
Second thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
He sent from on high, he took me. He drew me out of many waters. He rescued me from my strong enemies, from those who hated me. For those who were too mighty for me, they confronted me in the day of my calamity. But the Lord was my support. He brought me out into a broad place. He rescued me because he delighted in me. The Lord dealt with me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands. He rewarded me. For I have kept the way of the Lord, and I have not wickedly departed from my God. For all his rules were before me, and from his statutes I did not turn aside. I was blameless before him, and I kept myself from guilt. And the Lord has renewed me according to my righteousness, according to my cleanliness in his sight.
Okay. So, what's he saying?
That the Lord has saved him, continued to save him, and because of his devotion to following God, unlike Saul, when Saul turned away from God and lost the kingdom and lost God's reward, that he says, I stayed following God. I continued to follow God's commands, and God has continued to reward me, for keeping my hands clean, for following his will. And the more I follow his will, the greater my reward has become.
That's good. Ulysses?
I think David should be. I know, like David, one of those major figures in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But people should look. But it's not because he was the king and he slayed Goliath. But I think people should look more into him because the sin he still sinned, but at the same time he still showed that love more than most Christians in this world from generation to generation, even today. And the Lord still bless us.
Mm-hmm.
And people should look on that instead of putting the pressure down when they do wrong for things and such. Like they're supposed to be perfect with it, like they're Jesus. We're not Jesus. We're basically like David. We'll still do wrong, but we'll show that love and devotion.
That's good. And look at this also. And that's true, because David was a man who was flawed. And it's funny though. Which man is this here? Does this sound like the adulterer?
Mm-mm.
The murderer?
Mm-mm.
The one who set up a plot like a mob boss? To scope it out and get it, take it out and kill the husband? Is that what he looks like here?
I'm sure.
But this is the part where David, now, was that him? Was that a part of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Ultimately, without a question. But here's the thing. This is the repentant David. This is after all of that has taken place. So when you're saying, was David completely blameless? We saw some leadership flaws in him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's important, as somebody just pointed out, did David do like Saul did? Because what was one of the big things with Saul?
Insecure.
Huh?
Insecure.
He was insecure, but not only was he insecure, Saul made a major error. What was one of Saul's major errors? He was disobedient before God. And even to the point where he was disobedient, he was anxious, he was I can't even think of the name of it. Arrogant, proud. Yeah, it was a lot of that. But one of the things is, I'll put it in terms of this, an example of something today. There's been something going around on social media, and became aware of it today. Some of my students were talking about it. That's a
game.
Yeah. This quote unquote game, the Charlie Challenge or stuff like that. Now, why do I bring that up? Because in something that, and it reminded me when they were doing this, and the kids were saying that you read this thing, you do this thing, you put these pencils a certain way, and basically it's supposed to be like a Ouija board or something of that nature. What they call self-divination. And as a result, what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to conjure up this spirit and supposed to move it supernaturally. Many times, many men throughout time have done the same thing. They've looked to outside of God for guidance, for leadership. Case in point, Saul. Saul did what? He went to the witch of Endor. And what did he try to do? He went to the witch of Endor and asked her to summon Samuel. My leader's going, so I need you to summon him up for me. You understand what I'm saying? See, because Saul violated majorly. Not only did he violate morally, he violated spiritually to the utmost degree, to the point where he actually was like, he said this to God almost through his actions. God, psst. He gave God the hand and said, you know what? God, you talk to the hand. I'm going to come over here and talk to this witch right here. Because she got something more for me than you. And so, but in that regard, David was not guilty. Why do you think?
Because he didn't forget. He didn't forget about God and what he had done for him.
Yeah, he turned to God.
He turned to God. And see, that's the very important thing regarding our nature, regarding God. All right, so let's continue on. Sandra Rabs and garlic rub. All right, so here's the thing. Look at the way he says that God came to his aid because of his what? Righteousness. Wouldn't you like God to come to your aid because of your righteousness? Because of the way you stand for justice? The way you stand before God and seek to honor him in everything, in many ways as you can? All right. Let's take a little bit, somebody want to take some more. And you can bite size it if you want. You can take a couple of smaller bites or however for a little bit. Who wants to take this next part?
What number we stop at?
We started at 26.
26?
Yeah, buddy. All right, let's go back again.
So you finished? So you saying you finished up 26, or that's what?
No, I stopped at 26.
Okay, all right. With the merciful, you will show yourself merciful. With the blameless man, you will show yourself blameless. With the pure, you will show yourself pure. And with the righteous, you will show yourself true. You will save the humble people, but your eyes are the constantly haughty, that you have brought them down. For you are my lamb, O Lord. The Lord shall enlighten my darkness. For by you I can run against a troop. By my God I can leap over a wall. As for God, his will is perfect. The word of the Lord is proven. He is the shield to all who trust in him. For who is God except the Lord? And who is a rock except our God? God is my strength and my power.
All right. Awesome. All right. So let's break that down. Who wants to?
It sounded like he was basically saying that the Lord has no flaw, basically, and then he gave I guess you want to say more analogies on what the Lord has done for him or means to him, I guess you would say.
All right. So, and also I just want to give a shout out to Magali, who's watching in Brazil. So it's good to see you back, Magali. All right. So all right, that's good. So anyone else want to share with that? What else do you see in there? Joe? Anyone else want to see in there?
It's showing his fairness.
He's showing how the world. He's basically showing how basically with God there is no way. Like he basically changed everything.
Mm-hmm. You said there's no what?
There's no limitations to what God can do.
Mm-hmm.
He's merciful to the merciful, and when to blame the man, he shows himself blameless. I mean, that's clear, purified. I mean, the pure of pure. He's basically taking everything and making it automatic the way it should be. It's like no limitations. If that's the way you want it, that's the way he can make it. All you gotta do is come to him and he'll set the pathway. He'll make it right if you're willing to give yourself to him. And with all the things he gave to him, he made everything come together, and he just basically showing that he's perfect in all ways, showing that there's no wrong that can be done in the Lord. If you're willing to follow him fully with the whole heart, whole spirit, whole faith, there's nothing you cannot accomplish.
All right. With the merciful, you show yourself merciful. Blameless, you're blameless. The pure, you're pure. And the devious.
I mean, he's showing that, God is his fairness in the fact that, he truly is the perfect judge. Whatever mindset you bring in, that's the mindset you're treated with. And seeing as though God sees all, God knows all, you may go in there trying to, treating him like a human judge, trying to play it off like, oh, I'm innocent. God knows what devious actions you're hiding. And because you come at him that way, that's why it says, he can be torturous.
Mm-hmm.
Because, for you to be devious to your brother, who he continually commands for you to love as yourself. And I mean, that's that's something that he stresses. And then you try to lie to him when he already sees you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you get caught doing something. Your parents give you a chance to explain yourself. And you say, I didn't do it. Now you just made that punishment 10 times worse.
Okay.
And I mean, it's just showing that, God doesn't make mistakes when it comes to judging. God doesn't make mistakes when it comes to passing down a decision, passing down blessings. To those who do his will and who follow faithfully, they're rewarded. They're treated the way they're treated the way they treat him and that they treat his fellow servants. Mm-hmm. Whereas those who defy him, he's not afraid to show, to correct them, to show them correction, no matter how painful it has to be in order for them to learn.
Mm. It's almost like, to me, it's like God is the ultimate boss. You want to come with a, you honorable, I got you. I'll be honorable, right? But if you want to bring it, we can bring it too. Which side you want? All right. Good. Somebody want to take verse?
I think we're on 33.
No.
I think he started at 32. I think he read 32. He started at 33.
You sure?
No, he said 32.
So he said 33 too. Yeah. So we're on 34 now.
Wait a minute. Did you?
Yeah, we were running.
Keith, did you do 28, Keith?
Yeah, I did 28.
He passed 28.
Yeah, I did. He
went all the way to 34.
Yeah, I think you're about right.
We at 34.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see a little bit. Let's talk about 28. What does that mean to you? Ulysses?
Like, for those who are humble within themselves, like I don't know anybody who was arrogant in the Bible. I can't remember. And Saul was insecure. Like, when you humble yourself and when he brings down your pridefulness, it keeps you level-headed.
Mm-hmm.
And things as such. It allows your mindset to know your role and know that you're a vessel for the Lord to show God's love and God's willfulness and miracles and blessings.
That's good. You know, you mentioned you said you couldn't think of somebody who was prideful in the Bible.
Goliath was heavily prideful.
Oh, well, good. Goliath was heavily prideful. That's good.
His thing was he couldn't be brought down because he was bigger than everybody else. And, you know, he constantly bragged about the number of armies he took down in himself.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, a little boy with a slingshot, you know, just one rock. It's like the world's greatest warrior fell to a little kid with a slingshot.
Samson was kind of prideful too,
Yup.
with the hair and everything.
And then he told his secret.
Samson.
Mm-hmm.
He told his secret to his woman.
Samson, and he was stupid. He ran his mouth too.
Yeah.
And
If I had that family hair and that hair gave me strength, I wouldn't be talking to nobody. You would never, ever figure that out. I'm gonna tell you right now. Ever. Why you talking about inside the gym? I inside the gym. I was like, y'all be throwing 300 up in the gym every day. That's how I do it. Y'all think they inside run around the block, couple of push-ups. From fit up, you know what I'm saying?
Woman strong. Well, that girl over there, she's like, oh, her.
Yeah, that girl right there done it all.
They take
Me around her on my screen. You take with her, I'm not a week after that.
Right.
all right. Well, here's another one for you. Watch this. For those of you who were with us in Daniel.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking about that too, but I couldn't remember the name.
Right. Remember from in Daniel, Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You remember him?
That fool.
He was way too prideful.
That brother was so prideful. God had to take him down, like literally take him down on all fours. To a point where this brother thought he had made the kingdom with his own hand and did all of that. God was like, okay, send him a dream to him in a send a warning to him in a dream. He ain't listen. And next thing you know, his brother was out there rolling in the grass, rolling in the dirt, had bugs in his beard. You know what I'm saying? He had super long claws. It's not fingernails. We talk about claws. It looked like this brother was just, he looked like a wild animal. His beard was all scraggly and ugh. He probably had lice, ticks, everything else.
He let himself go.
But why? Because what happened? God brought him down. And so
God had to give judgment.
And so
equal to
what do they say?
But see, watch this.
After pride, always on the fall.
And see, that's where we got to be careful of. Your eyes are on the haughty, that you may bring them down. You got to be careful of pride. The Bible says what? God resists the proud, but gives what? Grace to the humble. That's a scripture I definitely encourage y'all to learn. God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. All right. So somebody want to take a look, and so then, and this is the thing. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but this excites me. Somebody want to break down 29 through 32?
Oh,
That's pretty much basically making sense like he's pretty much unstoppable. But with God in your corner, he's pretty much saying I'm unstoppable. I mean, he can run through all the troops. He can jump over a wall. I mean, he lightened the darkness. I mean, he just basically saying God just changed everything for him, made him like a mighty soldier of war. Like he could just do it all. Like he just ready for war, ready for anything that God put in his way, because he know with God he can conquer it all.
All right.
I like 30 in particular.
Okay.
With your help, I can attack an army. With God's help, I can jump over a wall. The reason why I like it, with your help, I can attack an army. It shows the confidence. It's not cocky. It shows that humbleness that God's power is so great that he could do such a thing. And be confident with it without showing fear. And with the second level, God's help, I can jump over the wall. That's another way of confidence. And that could be spoken in volumes, because when we pray for something that we want, and sometimes we don't even notice it. We don't believe that we ourselves can do it, but then we ask God, knowing that He's capable of making us have the strength to do it.
Mm-hmm. That's good. It reminds me of a song. K-Drama had a song. A few artists, gospel rapper named K-Drama out of Cincinnati had a song called Air Jordan on. And he was basically saying how, like, if you remember Michael Jordan, matter of fact, there was something even I saw on social media recently, and it was a conversation between Jordan and Mutombo. And they were saying, they were, I guess, probably in the back room, probably before the playoffs or something like that, or not the playoffs, because it was different stars in it, probably an all-star game.
I've been talking about, and Mutombo was telling Jordan, Mutombo was telling Jordan, I'm gonna block your shot. Jordan was like, nah. He said, no, not in my house.
No, he was saying that Jordan was saying that he had dunked on Mutombo.
Yeah.
And Mutombo was like, you ain't dunk on me, whatever the case was. And up to that point, he didn't. But then I guess it was a few months later, it showed the footage of Jordan, Mutombo going up.
And Jordan
just said, bloom.
And then we walked away with like this.
Yeah, and Jordan was like,
no.
And so, but here's the thing. With that in mind, it's important because if you think about it, somebody like Mutombo was the tallest player in the NBA at that time. This brother was like over 7 foot tall.
He was 8'3".
And so he towering over everybody. So for you to dunk on him is like serious. Now, true, he was a little skinny. He didn't have the mass like Barkley did, but he was big. And so, but the thing is, when we think about it again, and when K-Drama made that song, he said out, with opposition in the way, try to play defense. Hold up. Hold up. Opposition in the way,
opposition in my face, trying to play defense. Something.
It don't make no sense. I Air Jordan on him. Air Jordan on him. And so, but it's encouraging to realize that when we face opposition in our lives, through God's strength, we have the ability to do what? To Air Jordan on. Y'all understanding that? And because again, like Ulysses pointed out, it's through the help of God. It's not in our own strength. It's not in us. Hey, I got enough skill. Oh, I'm smart enough. Oh, I'm wise enough. You know what I'm saying? No. It's through God. So, I love that part. For my God, by my God, I can leap over a wall. A wall becomes nothing before God. And the thing is, so many of us feel like we're trapped over walls. We're trapped in by walls. But what we need to do is realize that, God made us to be high jumpers. So we can jump over that wall like it's a hurdle with God's strength. We talk about the same God who gave Peter the strength to do what? Walk on water. So, and what's this little financial obstacle that's facing you? What's this little indecision that's facing you? You can run right through that. All right. Be the bus on them. Be the bus on them.
No.
Remix.
No.
All right. And so for those who are just joining us, we're in 2 Samuel 22.
We're on verse 35.
And hold on. This stuff is good, man. This I don't know, this part, some of this stuff we gotta take a little bit by bit.
I mean, you want to we as much as we want.
I know, but hold on. This right here is like 31 and 32. Somebody talk about that. Who wants to take it?
Maybe that's God with maybe he's saying that God is perfect. And either God is perfect, his word makes the good word making true that God is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And he may be blocking over everybody who refuse him, but God is pretty much like the rock. He's everybody's rock. He's the one you can stand on when there's nobody else you can turn to. When everything else is done and over with, and you feel like nobody else can help you, nobody else in your corner, you can always call on God, because God is going to help you regardless, no matter what the case is.
Okay.
He's basically what you fall on. He's that shield. He's that shield that help you get over everything.
Here's a question.
He's that shelter.
How many of you have had some people to hate on you?
Some people hate on me.
Anybody got some haters?
I got some super haters, boy.
Anybody got some haters taking shots on them?
People taking shots on me right now, like right this.
They throwing shots
right now.
But what does it say here? He's a what?
He's a shield.
He's a shield to what?
He's a shield for all those who take refuge in him.
Wow. So even when the enemy is coming at you, and people are trying to come at you all kind of crazy ways. Now, how do we see this evidence in David's life?
Well, for one, he always trusted in the Lord, so he came out with victory.
Okay. Ulysses?
I don't know his name. I think Saul's son. The one who was throwing the stone and stuff.
Oh,
He's on went on there. It was on leaving Jerusalem.
Where
they were at. And the guy kept on cussing at him and throwing stones at him. And then they was like, why you let him do this? You just let it happen. That's all part of God's plan.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot his name too.
All right. That's good. All right. Yeah, because we've seen a lot of characters in this. All right. So good.
So now we're on 33 and 34.
All right.
What's the chapter again?
2 Samuel 22. So who wants
33.
to take 33 and 34?
Just 33.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta read him with his thing. We already read this.
You already read that.
Yeah, he was ready to break it. We went back to break it down, is what we're doing. So if you break down 33 and 34, then we can go back to reading.
Because I believe, now we could just rush right through it, but I don't know. For me, I believe that when David wrote this, he took all this time because he could have just said a little short joint, yo, God is all that peace, I'm out. But instead, he takes his time to break this thing down. Because why? I believe he wants to give God some shine. So I think we need to give God a little shine. All right.
When we're doing that, it's just 33 then.
Yeah. Okay.
God is my protection. He makes my way free from fault. But then him basically saying, God will forget your past and forgive you. And basically start anew. Like bringing if you stick with those faults, you'll become too negative to the point like you'll think you'll keep on doing the wrong things. You'll keep on going down into it, like Saul. I'm about to say somebody else that would be going too far. But it's a lot of people, but at the same time, like when you constantly think of those things, constantly let those things misguide you in your head and cover up your whole mindset instead of trusting God with his protection. Because if you don't trust him, you ain't going to have that shield and that protection.
That's good. Because you have to what? Trust him. And where does that trust come?
Through studying his word.
Through studying his word. And what else?
And prayer.
Prayer. What else?
Fasting.
How else does that trust include?
How strong your faith is.
How strong your faith is?
And prayer.
Prayer. You know what? The Bible tells me in Romans chapter 5 We glory in tribulations, because tribulation works patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. And hope makes us not ashamed by the love of God shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit that's been given to us. And to me, it's that experience. Part of it is, you understand what I'm saying? So it's the word, it's prayer, it's fasting, it's all of that. It's faith, but it's also that personal experience. Because if you've been through something with someone, then you have more of a reason to what? Trust them. Does that make sense? All right. And what about 34? 34 is a little bit different.
We haven't read that yet.
Okay.
We stopped at 33.
Okay, so go ahead. Somebody hit 34.
So we're just reading 34.
Mm-hmm.
He made my feet like the feet of a deer and set me secure on the heights.
Mm-hmm.
You said just read 34.
Right.
Well, it's hunger.
Oh, I read it. All right. Oh, maybe he's making him like what? That right there just made me thought and think for a second. What to do a deer? How to do any of this?
Basically, what he's saying is, he's saying that he made his feet like the feet of a deer and set him secure on the heights. Basically, God gave him the strength to accomplish a lot. I mean, if you ever look at a deer, deer run pretty fast, but they're sure-footed as well. It's very rare that you see a deer, trip up and fall. I mean, you'll see a deer trip, but he still keeps running full speed. Like they are just that sure-footed. And I mean, they run up in the mountains and everything. I mean, you see them running up and down mountains.
Yeah.
Like you go out west, you'll see them just running up and down mountains all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's saying, God made it so that I could move quickly and worry-free up and down the mountains across any terrain.
Wow.
Above my enemies.
Mm.
It takes a lot. I mean, it takes a lot to derail a deer from its path. So, I mean, look how many times people hit a deer with their car. I mean, he falls over. He may fall over, but once he'll get back up, look at the car, and run off.
Still going. Unless you got an SUV.
I just seen them talking about SUVs. People pull him off the hood. You get him off the hood, you think he's hurt. Come on, baby. He lifts off. He lifts off. And lo and behold, a little while later, he's running. I mean, he's running back full speed.
But anything y'all keep again, there is always a thought of deer. Yeah, show his head like.
All right. So anyway,
rammed by deer.
All right, but watch
show a
this.
deer some bright headlights to him. That would give them an excuse to lower their horns and ram into.
But that's if it's a ram too. You got to look at the different types.
Deer,
but watch.
A deer.
Female deer tend to run. They don't even stand.
All right, we're going off topic.
But watch this. Now listen up. So here's the deal. I like what Joe was talking about being sure-footed like a deer, because if you look at this and think about, where is a place that a lot of deer hang out? Usually a lot where? In the mountains, right?
What you talking about?
All right. Huh?
He's talking in the street.
I don't know how many deer you seen in the hood. I ain't never seen Bambi with tats, but
I don't know.
only in PTownFresh can you have a tat.
Certified in the hood. What's up?
Thugged out, certified deer. Yo, man, my name D Zizzle. All right, so
I'm sorry to see the deer in P-Town because I thought of a deer he got hit and I ate him. That's the that deer.
all right, so listen up. But one of the things is when you see deer, where are a lot of times you see them where? If you're in the mountains, you'll see them, right?
I was out in the woods.
All right, in the woods. And just like Joe said, they're very sure-footed. And then what also are they? They're quick. But what do you see pictured? When I think of a deer, a deer is quick. He's quick. He's agile. He can quickly move and maneuver away from his enemies. And also, he can leap.
See over that wall we talked about.
Exactly.
That's exactly why it is so hard to shoot a deer.
Yeah. You gotta shoot a deer, he ain't paying attention.
Exactly.
All
You
right.
gotta feed him. That's why they get people to feed him. You feed him while he eating. You tear that head off.
Did somebody take verse 35 through 41?
Say that again one more time.
No, actually, somebody take verse 35 through 40.
35 to 40.
He trains my hands to battle, so my arms can bend the Browns bow. You protect me with your saving shield. You have stooped to make me great. You give me a better way to live, so I live as you want me to. I chase my enemies and destroy them. I did not quit until they were destroyed. I destroyed and crushed them, so they couldn't rise up again. They fell beneath my feet. You gave me strength in battle. You made my enemies bow before me. You said before, right?
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. And 41.
You made my enemies turn back, and I destroyed those who hated me.
All right.
Okay, now you can tell 35 is an exaggeration. Cause ain't no way you with your bare hands are gonna bend a bow made out of bronze. If you can bend a bow made out of bronze with your bare hands, depending on the way they made them back then, I mean, where they were pretty much solid. You know, nowadays, you know, we've used bronze very sparingly, so I mean, it might be thin enough. But
Man, leave him alone. He a starving rapper.
I mean, you just snatching somebody's bow and just bending that mug in half. You know?
All right, he's super
They
late.
call you Hope Jr. right there.
But you know what? It's funny how Ulysses said that because, you know, in rap, don't you hear a lot of exaggerations?
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I obliterate punks to cut them up in chunks. You know, you suit to hurt me and your ego shrunk. I'm devastated. I'm so good it's a shame because I eat rappers like a cannibal. They call me insane.
Whoa, bars!
That was OLL.
I know.
But if you notice now, does he literally physically eat people?
I don't know, you might.
Hey, I don't know. You might be there.
I don't know. They do good stuff about that.
All right, Brother Chris.
Cookies in a plastic bag.
Oh,
Oh!
well, that one we ain't gonna talk about that one.
Oh,
Whoa,
all right.
whoa.
That we ain't gonna talk about that one.
Hey,
Joe, let it go. Moving on.
All right.
that's a metaphor.
Joe, Joe, Joe.
Thank you,
Joe,
Leave-
Joe, let it go. Let it die, Joe.
Oh.
I already knew you going to let it die, Joe.
All right. So, but if you notice here, like Joe was mentioning, I mean, bending the bow for the made of bronze. Now, is he actually bending the bow, or is he bending the string? Now, I can see if it's a string attached to it. You know, bending the string attached to the bow with bronze. You know, taking some skill. But basically, what is he saying there? The God has given him the ability to do what?
You telling the story what he
To
doing.
like snatch a bow from his enemy and like snap them up in half.
Hmm?
I'm saying we like so that my arms can bend a bow of bronze. I mean, bend the string, it don't take much to pull that string. But if he's giving you, but I mean, I feel as though he's saying, you know, God's giving him the strength to be able to actually like take that bow and like bend that bow into like two pieces.
But watch this. What was David known for? What was his mixtapes about?
Playing the oh.
Yeah.
Saul killed thousands, but David killed millions.
Yeah,
100,000.
Right. Saul killed his thousands, but David killed 10,000. Yeah. Volume 2. So, but with that, watch this. But with that, watch this. Why? Because David became proficient at the art of war. Right? God taught David how to fight. Right? He was in training. His training, he was doing training like Rocky, but instead of chasing chickens, he was wrestling lions. He took it to a whole nother level.
Nobody know this.
Bruce Lee.
No, he can't. No, he got Bruce Lee.
You hear him there?
Bruce Lee.
You can handle
Did
Lee.
you hear him?
He said what?
David was Rakim before Rakim was Rakim.
Oh, no.
He was trying to find his flow. He won't rhyme but
On the
He tried.
All right, but look and watch this. And so he says, so that my arms can bend a bow of bronze. You've given me the shield of your salvation. Your gentleness has made me great. You enlarged my path under me so my feet didn't slip. You taught me how to stand. You know, you taught me how to get in my fighting stance. You know what I'm saying? So I can hold my ground. If anybody coming at me, I'm good. I can bob and weave. I can avoid them, evade them. But you ain't going to see me turn and run. You see what I'm saying? And look, what is he saying? He said, look, I pursued my enemies and destroyed them. Wow. Neither did I turn back again till they were destroyed. When did we see that? Did we see that evidence in David's life? Who did he just take out? Last chapter. Goliath's grandchildren, his descendants, right? He not only took out Goliath, but then he had some of his family, some of his people like, yo, I ain't like the way you took out Goliath. That was my man. We used to tell stories about him. So we want a piece of you. And what happened? They got 2 pieces in the biscuit.
they have 2 pieces in the biscuit. Okay, they have 2 pieces in the biscuit.
All right.
They went to KLC. I don't want 2 pieces in the biscuit.
But and look at this. And so somebody can continue on. And so what was he saying here? Because all of this is like what? What type of imagery here? The
Alliteration.
The alliteration, but not. But what is it?
Fighting.
Fighting. You got it. All right. How many of y'all need to know how to fight spiritually?
How about both?
Huh?
How about both?
Both. Well, see, here's the
I can
thing.
teach you how to fight.
Okay.
All right. Anyway.
All right. So
See me after church.
What?
Oh,
Don't do it.
this ain't teach me how to W. Okay.
You
No.
ain't teach me how to throw it. You ain't teach me how to rumble. Teach me how to rumble. Teach me how to rumble.
All right. So here we go.
I mean, defend yourself.
So that they cannot rise. They fallen, so I destroyed them and wounded them. I beat them down so bad they couldn't even get back up.
What?
That's what he said. Look at him. Listen to him. I mean, he like you said, he's literally throwing bars. He's like, look.
You going bar for bar, these bars are authentic.
All right. I pursued my enemies and destroyed them. Neither did I turn back again until they were destroyed. And I've destroyed them and wounded them so that they couldn't even rise. They've fallen under my feet.
Okay, bragging about the fact that he cut people off the knees. Man. You are not the first person to use a sword and cut somebody off the knees.
But remember, no, he wasn't the first, but who is he giving the shine to? See, here's the difference between David and the rappers.
Well, yeah, I'm just
Watch
saying,
this.
Yeah, he's giving
his to who?
The God.
God, because all of this is dedicated to who?
The God.
God. So this is really saying, I thank God, my Heavenly Father, for making this all possible, bringing me through. He let me take out Goliath.
Well, I'm just saying,
Let me hold him down.
Back up, like, okay, so you took him out of his knees. I can take somebody out of his knees. It's that hard.
All right.
Rap about an actor like David, though.
Yeah.
What?
You said what?
All right, so you
He said, I can take you out of his knees, but I can't rap about
You gonna rap about it after minutes like David did?
All right, so here you go. So now, but it's important to really see this. Can y'all see the way God delivered him? He giving his
testimony.
He's giving his testimony. So what does that mean to us?
This guy, man, he was a serial killer.
A serial killer.
No, he was a fighter. But here's the deal. He had a reason to fight. But watch this. Listen, seriously. Listen up. But watch this. Through this, the same God who helped him to do all of that is the same God that lives inside of us. The same God that loves us, that's protecting us, that wants to fight for us. So, watch this. And somebody talk to me about 40 and 41, then we're going to continue on. All right. Who wants to talk to me about 40 and 41?
We didn't read 40, 41. So.
Oh, we did?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, somebody read 40 and 41.
For you equip me with strength for the battle. You made those who rise against me sink under me. You made my enemies turn their backs to me. Those who hated me, and I destroyed you.
All right. As a matter of fact, take it all the way down to 43.
They looked, but there was none to save. They cried to the Lord, but he did not answer. I beat them fine as the dust of the earth. I crushed them and stamped them down like the mere of the streets.
That's hard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I gotta say that. I gotta say that. That's
real.
that's a beat down.
Get them down to the point. They matching the earth like you can't even tell their where they bones at. I can't tell. Johnny, where you at, boy? Wow.
But I mean, can y'all see this though? This is the same God that we serve. He was excited about this. He literally beat them.
I slaughtered everybody to the point that like they couldn't even try to find nobody. Like,
Ain't no way to find a body because they ain't
like
no
people in wood chippers.
Look, I'm gonna take some of these and write them in some lyrics.
He's throwing people in wood chippers at an early age.
Wow.
He had wood chippers before wood chippers were invented.
I beat them as fine as the dust of the earth.
Dang.
That's just
Bars.
But why? Again, but watch this. Was it prideful? Was it in that what he did for himself to make himself big?
Oh.
No, he did that. Why? Because they came against the name of
He did
God.
what the Bible told me so.
I'm just glad he was just like, yo, he's like, they cried for God. He was like, he's like, yo.
Wow. I missed that. He was like, yo.
Why they was getting that beat down, yo? They cried to God. He ain't answer. He turned the phone on silent. Like, he couldn't hear they cry. It's kind of bad, yo.
Wow.
Like, beat somebody so bad, God can't hear him though.
God was in the middle of a game. He was watching David win. You know what I'm saying? He was looking
They
at his
wasn't
phone.
dead.
He was like,
They like,
wow,
wow.
Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, David. We in there. Touchdown. Yeah. Oh, he called it. I forgot. Try to call him back. They won't there.
God was worse than you playing Mortal Kombat. I ain't watching the phone. Oh, snap. I got a missed call.
But here's the thing. Why? Why is that? Because those people were not on the side of who?
God. On the wrong team, like I said.
So look, same team, baby. Who you represent?
Who you
Look up
represent?
Swoop, same team, the song.
All right, so here you go. Man, this is deep, man. This is, I mean, hey, y'all see what I'm saying now? Why I said in the beginning. All right.
Yeah.
Somebody take out verse. Here we go. Somebody take 44 and take us home.
Take it home, okay? Let car.
Anyway,
Boy.
you delivered me from strife with my people. You kept me as the head of the nations. People whom I had not known served me. Foreigners came cringing to me. As soon as they heard of me, they obeyed me. Foreigners lost heart and came trembling out of their fortresses. The Lord lives, and blessed be my rock, and exalted be my God, the rock of my salvation. The God who gave me vengeance and brought down peoples under me, who brought me out from my enemies. You exalted me above those who rose against me. You delivered me from the men of violence. For this I will praise you, O Lord, among the nations, and sing praises to your name. Great salvation and he brings to his king, and shows steadfast love to his anointed, to David and his offspring forever.
All right.
Yeah, it sounds like Scorpion storyline from the time.
This is Scorpion. He's not David. He's
He's a Scorpion. He's doing some new moves.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So
Still name is David.